As creatives, you can't really just wait for inspiration to strike you like lightning. If you want to be a creative professional, you need to sit down and do the work every single day. And life will always be unpredictable, but if you commit to fully trusting yourself, if you really just trust that gut feeling, one day you'll wake up in shoes that once you thought you couldn't fill. You have to remind yourself every single day that you're in the perfect place and it's the perfect time. And a lot of the times you'll never feel like this is truly the case. But realistically, it is the objective truth. Every single day that you wake up is a new opportunity for you to create a better life for your tomorrow. So what does that mean? That means the choices that you make today, right now, are going to engineer a future for you. And it's not just the thoughts, but it's acting on those thoughts. It's the action behind it. And I think that that's the secret sauce to waking up a little bit. It took me a long time to realize that this is how life works. I realized that if I sat down and edited something every single day, if I went outside and took photos, even if I didn't want to, if I just stuck to it over time, it leads you to some really cool places. I was never one to really dream about coming to LA to be this photographer, videographer person. Really had no aspirations to. I think it really changed when I got introduced to the world, and I met some mentors along the way that really showed me that being a creative professional was a real possibility. It was a good suit for my personality, and I'm glad that I've taken it seriously since. Never would I have thought that at age 23 I would be living in Los Angeles comfortably, making a living creating. And yeah, work can be work sometimes, but if your profession is something related to what you want to do, then I think you're sitting in a good place. Living in a city like Los Angeles, it really opens your eyes to the world of creativity. The city is alive with creatives from all around the world. It's a centralized hub. You can really feel the culture out here. You walk around and there's murals on buildings and there's people playing guitars and singers and actors, and in some respects, everyone is on the same wavelength of trying to create for a living. At the same time, you're a small fish in a huge pond. You're surrounded by all this talent around you. And one thing's for sure, when you're surrounded by the big leagues out here, is that you have to be playing. You can't be sitting on the bench because you'll never get better. It's easy to flip through social media and look at everyone else's successes, their highlight reels. It's so easy to play the comparison game on social media. With the never-ending scroll, it's so easy to compare yourself to someone who's more successful or has painted a picture of their life that is just flawless, Our generation is really the first that has grown up with this social media presence, this branded identity that we're projecting to the world of our lives. It's really easy to get stuck comparing yourself to others and really get discouraged as a creator. You see all these influencers or artists just traveling the world and doing their own thing and getting thousands and thousands of likes and comments, but that's really not what you should be worrying about. What you should be worrying about are developing the skills that will make you a better artist. The more you master your craft, the more valuable you become. Truly, investing in yourself is really the best route. That's an asset that no one can take away from you. I think the real creators out there will do it regardless of if anyone's watching. Like, if you sit down and ask yourself, what if you decided to master something? What if you spent the next 10 years of your life truly investing in one skill that makes you happy? Maybe the hardest decision to make is taking yourself seriously. Being a self-critic, but an optimistic self-critic, where you develop your skills, but then you have a rigorous filter. You should only be shipping their best work out there to the world. And what does that mean? You have to create a ton and then narrow it down to just a few things that really stick out to you. That is a showcase of your best abilities. Really, what it comes down to is just taking yourself seriously. It's that commitment. It's the commitment to yourself, because no one is holding you to a standard. It's not school anymore where a teacher is expecting you to turn something in, There are no assignments given to you. You have to give them to yourself. So one of the questions I had to ask myself is, how do I take myself seriously? How do I commit to this lifestyle? And one of the things is seeing real results from your progression. Reflect back on the work that you used to do and realize how far you've come compared to the quality of pieces that you're releasing now. Because I guarantee if you stick to something long enough, you'll see a great progression, and that's really exciting. Another thing is just developing a mindset. With the internet now, we can find mentors wherever they are in the world, whether it's on YouTube or podcast. You can really absorb content from creators who inspire you and digest what makes them great. You can study them. You can reenact what they've done in your own way and style. One of the greatest things about the internet is we can take inspiration from all these different people. It's no longer limited to just your close friends or your group you hang out with. Especially being a creative, it's so easy to get stuck in your own little ways that you don't even realize that there's a whole repertoire of stuff you haven't even tried out yet within your craft. I think that cultivating a growth mindset and a motivational mindset is one of the keys to success as a creator. When you realize that your thoughts shape your reality, that your thoughts sculpt your perspective, that your perspective on the world really shapes how you see it. If we know that the actions that we take every single day will shape our future, by taking conscious actions every single day, we become self-engineered. We create our own lives by the decisions we make. For example, if you want to be a photographer, if you want to be a videographer, what happens when you go out and shoot every single day for the next 20 years? I guarantee that A, you'll get better at taking photos, and B, opportunities will arise because someone's seen your work or you're connecting with people that are in the same field as you, and pretty soon good things will happen. At least these are some of the things that have spoken true to me in my life. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope that this brought some value to your life. Feel free to ask me anything, drop a comment below.